Yo, what is up guys? Today I'm going to show you the difference between shooting in the standard iPhone app versus a third-party app like the Blackmagic Pocket Camera app. The Blackmagic Camera app. There we go. Let's just not waste any time, let's just get straight into it. This video isn't scripted. I'm kind of just showing you guys the difference and the difference between the two. I'm keeping all my settings similar, shooting on the same type of lenses. Shooting all the same lenses. I'm shooting on the standard 24mm lens, shooting in ProRes RAW as well. So yeah, and then on the standard app, actually my exposure stopped down to -0.3. I'm gonna try to match that in the Blackmagic Camera app as well. I find that's better to expose for the highlights more when you're shooting on the iPhone. I got me some small rig indie filters for it as well. That's the beauty, I guess, Pro 1 is that you don't really need indie filters for the built-in iPhone app, but it does help because you can get that natural motion blur. I mean, I'm not shooting like the most pretty of scene of all time. I think I'm gonna need Indie 32 on this. Yeah, I mean, for the iPhone app, like, there's really no difference in using it versus not using it. So that's a con right there. Oh my. So with the standard iPhone app, you can't adjust your exposure that much. It kind of does it for you. You can bring it down or up. That's about it though. You can't control your shutter, you can't control your ISO, you can't control any of that except your aperture. That's about it. So let's go ahead and hit record here. Here's the great thing about the Blackmagic Camera app. You can control your shutter angle / shutter speed. You can control your ISO, your white balance, and tint. You can add stabilization, change your lenses, put on an external LUT, which is really cool. You can choose to bake that in or not, manual focus it, and yeah, pretty cool settings you can do there. The standard camera app, all you can do is just adjust your focus by tapping and holding if you want to do manual, and slide the exposure down, and change your resolution and picture profile. That's about it. So right now we're shooting on the standard 24mm lens, and let's take this clip. Okay, next I'm gonna show you guys how skin tones are affected as well. So something that I'm taking a look at is seeing how the images are affected, like the sharpness of the overall base image, the contrast, just the colors as well. So I'm looking at image quality, contrast, sharpness, all that stuff. So I'm shooting in log in the iPhone standard app to get the most amount of dynamic range, and then same with the ProRes RAW. I'm shooting in that mode and in log to get the most dynamic range I can, so we can take a look at that stuff. Alright guys, I'm just in the edit, taking a look at some of the footage and looking at the difference between the two, and this stands out. On the left hand side is the iPhone standard camera app, and then on the other side is the Blackmagic Camera app. And right off the bat, there's a color difference. Now, I haven't done much color correcting or anything else like that. I just added a standard Apple log to Arri 709 base LUT correction, so. But this is interesting to both clips. Same corrections. I haven't done anything else but just add that LUT. This is straight out the camera. This is interesting though. In the standard camera app, got more of a warm tone to it. And also these are both shot on the same lenses as well, the same iPhone lenses. The Blackmagic Camera app actually uses the entire sensor, so that's the only way if you want to shoot an open gate on the iPhone is to use the Blackmagic Camera app or any other third-party app that allows you to shoot open gate. But anyways, this is shot on the exact same camera. The iPhone does crop in video mode. I've noticed that on every iPhone I've owned. It always crops into the lens whenever you switch to video mode. It always annoys me, but we're not. Anyways, so take a look at the color here. The standard camera app is a lot more green and warm tones, whereas the other one is more neutral, a little cooler. It was daylight balanced, and yeah, it's just interesting to see that difference here. And especially when I look at the camera, let's look at that real quick. You could just see my skin tone. The Blackmagic is more accurate to what I saw outside with my eye versus the standard iPhone app. LUT applied is just insane to see to me. And then if we check out this clip as well, again, same camera, 24mm, and the difference you see here is kind of night and day with the exposure wise. If I wanted to, I can go in here, and I shot in RAW, so I have all this flexibility. I shot 50 ISO for this one. If I wanted to, I can go all the way up, or keep it at 50. Can even change to this if I want to bring more of those highlights in. But I'm pretty happy with that standard clip. Now, the standard iPhone shot could use some adjustments. Well, like we could bring down the highlights possibly, you know. But there's still a lot more post-processing going on. If you look at my hair, there's more grain going on here. Or more, you know, there's more grain there. There's less information here, it seems like. Whereas over here, it seems like there's more information. This just shows the difference between shooting in in RAW versus non-RAW as well. But yeah, you can really see the color difference here. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool to see. That was like my first impression seeing this. I'll say right now, my go-to app is the Blackmagic Camera app, just because of the amount of features I get. I can choose to turn off the stabilization if I want more of a raw handheld look to it, or I can turn it on with different levels of it as well. But for quick little videos that I just need, for like quick family moments or whatever, I'll pull out and just use my standard iPhone app. But honestly, I really don't even use the standard app as much anyways. I kind of use a mix of Dazcam and the Blackmagic Camera app for all my iPhone camera needs.